Okay, it's Friday morning, and believe it or not, it's raining again. We're probably going to be rained out before long. I hadn't made a lot of content lately. I've been busy as can be. I got that new shop build I've been trying to build for so long, and I'm doing all the inside work myself, finishing it and wiring it and all that junk. So I've been spending most of my spare time on that, and weather and moving, and just no time for video. Try to get back to it though all I can. I want to do a little video about my cutting machine here. I've made video after video of running it, but I've never really made a video talking about it. This is a 2000, I'm not 100% sure if it's 17 or 18, Link-Belt 210 X3 excavator. Started as just a simple digging excavator. They made the X3 and the X4 in overlapping years. We could have got an X4. The reason we didn't is because they take DEF. The only difference basically in the machines was the air conditioning system. They improved the air conditioning on the X4. This machine was bought from May Heavy Equipment in Lexington, North Carolina. Highly recommend them. Great bunch of guys. It was in their rental fleet. It was virtually new when we got it. We used it as just a digging machine 2 or 3 years. As you can see, it's had a hydraulic thumb and all that good stuff. We decided to get the Ryan's DS3550. That's Ryan's biggest head. I'll get to that here in a minute. But this is a 50,000 pound machine. Lacks a few pounds being 50,000. It came out with 32-inch pads, so it's a little heavier than some of the others from the factory. Of course, those rails and pads are gone. Then we added around 8,000 pounds of steel for protection, and then put these severe service KBJ rails and pads on it, and new sprockets and rollers, basically all new undercarriage. All these panels under here have been CNC cut. Those are 3/8 now, so no matter what I get on under there, it's not going to bend them. That's not the factory panels. You know, they're paper thin. You don't want to run those out here cutting timber, or you'll have something jabbed up in your engine compartment or something before long. All this steel is 3/8 thick. All this plating is full quarter. I mean, I've really rammed it into some shit, and it's not bent anywhere. Randy Bolin at the logger shop, who's the exclusive dealer for the Ryan's head, also built a cage. I'm talented enough to do that, but didn't have time. We told him just to kind of run with it, kind of how much we wanted to spend, and they made a few boo-boos in my opinion, but I mean, you know, if you're not standing there all the time pointing and showing people what you want, they're gonna do what they want in cases, and it may not be, like I said, what you want. I think they've done an excellent job on this side. I got a couple complaints on the other side. Those steps down there, those things catch hell out here in the woods, so pay no mind to them being all bent up. But they didn't cut those slots in that. You can see I've rubbed a tree right there yesterday. They didn't cut any slots in that. I was having trouble with my hydraulics staying cool in the summer. This thing's, let me back up a little bit. This thing's been cutting timber for over 2 years now. It's cut 6 or 7 million feet at least. So no, it's got its skins and scuffs. But anyhow, I had to take a plasma cutter and go back and cut those slots because the air exits this side and it was trapping it all in there, heating it up. These rails and pads are KBJ from Wilson Finley. They've been on it 15 months. And everybody screams Berco, Cat, blah, blah, blah. The last set of Berco undercarriage we bought melted like ice cream on a summer day. And as you can see, where the corners are clipped on these is not even rounded off good yet. This KBJ is a Korean company. Pretty good stuff. I recommend them. I recommend talking to Philip at Wilson Finley in Greensboro. I put LED lights on it because, as you know, excavators don't come with lights worth of crap. But people that are up on excavators also know, see that yellow paint right there? Case and link belt are the exact same machine, just different paint. It's Isuzu powered. Isuzu is probably the best diesel engine in heavy equipment, period, point blank. Beats out Cummins, Deere, anything. Sumitomo is their parent company, Case and link belt, and Sumitomo also is associated with Komatsu somehow. It's full of trash back in there. You have to keep it cleaned out every few days. But this machine was actually, yeah, and it's a Japanese company, but this machine was actually built in Lexington, Kentucky. Sorry if the camera's shaky. I don't do much filming like this. One thing I would have done different on this door is I would have made it somehow where I could open it and pin the cab door back, because if the air conditioning ever quits, you're hurting till you get it fixed. But we've got a piece of 1/2 inch Lexan in the top up there so I can see out the sunroof. It's got a transparent sunroof. And it's on hinges, so if I was to turn over and be pinned down on this side, the top will swing open. Hopefully that never happens, but anyhow, I was going over the weights of all this, and here's your Ryan's head. It's about 4,500 pounds, 5,000. When you add it all up, this machine's coming in around 65,000 pounds, 66,000. Like I said, this is the Ryan's DS3550. This is me standing level on the ground next to it. I have to look up to see the rotator. These things are beasts. People don't realize. That's a 70,000 pound Rotobeck rotator. If I'm not mistaken, that's the biggest rotator Rotobeck makes. I may get some specs wrong here and somebody can correct me. And I'm not going to get into any price figures on any of this. You can email me or leave a comment below and I'll let you know. But like I said, we've had all this over 2 years. Had the machine 4 or 5 years. Had this head over 2 years, so I might say something wrong. Super great, tough product. I've not even changed a hose on it except for ones I've actually tore up with my stupidity a time or two. I need to get that cylinder off the boom. I can put the bucket back on it in about 3 hours. It's about a 3-hour transition either way. That's why the cylinder's still on it, but there's probably 1,000 extra pounds hanging up there I need to take off because I'm not planning on ever digging with it anymore. But the reason there's so much extra hose there is in case you want to put a quick coupling on it, and that's, I've got it strapped to the boom, so when I got the head up and the arm way up in the air, when I rotate it, that tower will catch those hoses if you don't keep them strapped up and rip them off. I don't recommend a quick connect because you'll lose about 16 inches of lift, which is critical when you got a curved boom like that. Let's see. two flaws in Ryan's design. I won't say they're perfect, but for the money, you can't beat them. See how that head will not tilt straight down? It's always at an angle. That is annoying, but you learn to work with it. It only really bothers you in small trees, because when you turn a small tree loose, it wants to kick it and throw it. And their bar length, they don't, or not necessarily their bar length, but the travel in there. They don't have enough travel there. And you start out with a 66 link chain on these 37-inch cut machines, and they before long you have to take a link out because you just don't have enough adjustment. That's my only two real complaints. Now this is my Oler hose. It's normally way back in there, but I broke a fitting off of it yesterday morning, so I've got it tied up here with a zip tie. That's a pretty odd fit, and I had to order it. It's probably here now, but big advantage of Ryan's head is this single cylinder back here for your pinch with this double Z-bar design. Gives you just as much power, if not more than two pinchers, and it eliminates any drift, and it eliminates any hoses being out here on the side like most of these heads have. I know the CSI head has damn bukus of hoses out here to be tore off. CSI is a good head, it's just not designed as well, I don't think. We even considered Warthol, which are about $40,000 more. Just didn't see any benefit of it. Didn't see where it was any better in any way, except that they do dangle straight down. But a Warthol and a South Star, either one, are 30 or 40,000 more dollars, or 50 maybe by now, and they're not any better. But I was trying to think of anything else I wanted to say. This thing is capable, and this set out white pine here, if we could process it and get it hauled, this is a 100 load a week machine, no joke, even on this steep ground here, fairly steep. Anyhow, that's the gist of it. I won't get into the debate over this being better than a hot saw or a intermittent here in the mountains or whatever. I think it is, but I know right here in this scraby timber, a hot saw is going to smoke me. But this thing does a real good job for us, and it's made the operation a lot safer, made me a lot fatter. Starting to have a problem with my blood pressure. I guess this is the cause of it. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of information, and if I left anything out that you want to know, give me a shout and I'll try to let you know all I can. And there's plenty of videos of this thing working on here on my channel if you want to see it work. If you're new, just go back and look and you'll find it. It'll get her done. Anyway, y'all have a good and blessed weekend whenever I get this up, and be safe out there. Catch you on the next one.